This is the first season in quite some time that I feel like people are not just here to grow their Instagram following. I feel like these people are really here to find love. I don't know, maybe it's just the accents. Maybe y'all tricking me, but I really feel like they're here to find love. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Roxy with Roxy Says, and we're gonna talk about it. Today, we are reviewing Love is Blind UK Season 1, Episode 1. I have missed y'all so much. I'm so excited to get into this. So let's get it started. But before we do, please don't forget to hit like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you double check that you are subscribed because YouTube has been unsubscribing people. So please double check for me and make sure that you hit that notification bell so that you are made aware every time I post a new video, because if you have been here, you know how we do for Love is Blind. You don't want to miss a video. So let's get into it, y'all. If you saw my cast reveal video, you know how excited I am for this season. These ages, this 35, 37, 39, these are the ages that we have been asking for. And this first episode did not disappoint. So let's get straight into it because we don't have any time to waste. So as y'all know the drill. The men and the women, they go to their respective quarters and they meet the hosts, Matt and Emma Willis. So first we meet Freddy. He's a funeral director. He's 32 years old. He automatically comes off as very charming. Freddy is a cutie, okay? Freddy is a cutie. But remember in the cast reveal video, he did say that he gets judged based on his looks and his love life has been pretty non-existent for a while. Freddy does say that his mom has been pressuring him for grandchildren, so now he's looking for a bride so that he can make those grandchildren. Freddy and Katherine meet and they're off to a great start. They have lots of laughs and smiles and they both work out twice a day. We learn that Freddy has a brother with Down syndrome and Katherine actually teaches children with Down syndrome how to swim, so they definitely connect on that. I will say that for me, at this point in the episode, Katherine did come off as a lot, but I feel like it's still very sweet and kind and genuine, but child, by the end of this episode, I don't see it for Katherine. We'll get to that though. Next, we see Katherine meet Ali. Ali is 32 years old and he is in software sales. Ali and Katherine have a great conversation, but if you saw my cast reveal video, you know that Ali gives me Clay vibes low key, okay? Because in his confessional, he says that in the past, he tended to date with his eyes, but now he wants to do things a little bit differently. We'll see how that goes. Ali also said that he's had plenty of people come up to him and tell him that he looks like Craig David. Now, what did I say in my cast reveal video? I even sang the song and everything. If you missed it, make sure you go back and check it out. Next, we see Ali and Demi go on their date. Now, Demi is 30 years old and she is a safeguarding and attendance manager, and they're both from London. They both train, they both box, so of course they're very excited and they connect on that. Demi says that she's often been friend zoned because she does box, she plays football, and she does get quite competitive, and a lot of men can be intimidated by that. But these two immediately vibe and their banter is super cute. I love a good banter, baby. I love a good banter. So after the date, Demi goes into the women's quarters and she says that she had such a great time. And we see Katherine giving a look like, because you know that Katherine already thinks that Ali is her man, her man, her man.
I can just feel the energy. Like my man is out there.
Yes! We'll get back to that. And here is where Katherine starts to get a tad bit annoying for me.
Really getting on with Ollie. I'm in here for myself. I really like him.
Yeah, okay, good. I like him.
Katherine, girl, I liked you 5 minutes ago. Don't push it. And in all honesty, what does she want Demi to do? Does she want Demi to just back off and say, here you go, Katherine, you can have him, he's yours? Is that? No, that's not how this works. Anyways, next we meet Sabrina. She's 35 years old. She has been known to be Miss Independent, but she says that she's ready for her man. She said that she really came to this realization recently when her grandmother, who she was extremely close to, passed away. And she said that going home to an empty home during such a hard time made her really realize how nice it would have been to have someone there to comfort her. So next we see Sabrina go on a date with Steven. Steven is 37 years old. He's a gym owner and he is from Birmingham, okay? I think it's so cute how when they meet, they try to figure out each other's accents, right? Now, to me, it all sounds the same because I'm not from there, but it's kind of similar to like a Caribbean, right? I can pick up a Bajan accent versus a Trini accent versus a Jamaican accent. So it's cute to see them do it. It's cute to see them do it. So baby, Stephanie and Steven click immediately, okay? Immediately. And Stephanie lets Steven know that she's actually willing to move to London, which is where Steven lives. And they share a cute laugh at the fact that Steven does CrossFit. So Steven tells Stephanie a little bit more about himself. He's one of 4 boys. His parents split up when he was very young. He was 16 years old, and that was very hard on him as a child. But when I tell you these two have so much in common, they meditate. They both have gratitude journals. And at this point, I was like, just get married. Just get married right now. Just do it right now. Because they're just so cute to me. Baby, next we meet Sam. Sam is 31 years old, and he is a product design manager. And off the bat, Sam tells us a lot about himself. He says that he's been very self-conscious in the past. He says that he's had a nose job, and since he found out that he'd be coming on this show, he got into the gym. He developed a skincare routine because he wanted to be real nice and sexy when he came to meet these ladies. So Sam says that he's tired of not having a +1, and he's ready for kids. He said he's an uncle, so he knows that he will make a great father. Next, we see Sam meet Jasmine. Jasmine is 29, and she is a mental health nurse. They immediately bond on both wanting children. They're both very affectionate, and they love kissing, and Sam says that he's been told that he is an amazing kisser. Then Sam says that he feels that women probably haven't given him a chance because when they look at his Instagram, they see him as a type who just goes for one-night stands. Sam, baby, you're not giving that. You're not giving that. I'm not saying that like in a rude way. You just don't give that. And another thing, I do think that it's important to not take yourself too seriously. You should be able to laugh, be goofy, all that good stuff. But Sam says that he is a big kid one too many times for me, because now all it has me thinking is, okay, how childish are you? Are you just a big old kid all the time? We'll see. Next, Sam has a date with Nicole. Nicole is 29 years old, and she is the head of brand and marketing. I will say every conversation that we've seen so far, someone somehow finds a way to bring up working out, going to the gym, CrossFit. And we know that in the past, that has been a way for people to gauge people's weight, their fitness level. I just want to let y'all know in the UK, y'all not slick. We see what y'all doing, okay? Child, next we see Sam tell Nicole that if she sees him in person, she'll be very impressed. I hate when people do this on this show. I'm currently watching Love is Blind Mexico, and someone is on there doing the same thing. Why build someone else's hopes up on your looks? Even if you think you're the bee's knees, and everyone should think that they are the bee's knees, you still don't know that person's type, right? And the last thing that we want is another Chelsea, T-Rex, Megan Fox gate. We've had enough of that. We don't want any more. Stop talking about your looks on this show. It's called Love is Blind for a reason. And in Sam and Nicole's conversation, he's saying all the right things. And Nicole says, you know what? You sound so sweet. And he does, until he says something that bothers me.
But you know what? You're making me a bit scared, if I'm honest, because I feel like you're saying a lot of the right things. You're very sweet, aren't you?
But the sweet guy never wins.
Sam, have you been listening to too many podcasts? Because what Sam gives me is that he's actually a nice guy deep down, and not like the fake nice guys. I think that he's actually a nice guy, but he feels like he has to put on this F-boy persona, which doesn't even fit if we're being honest. The persona, I'm not buying it. I don't know if y'all buying it. I'm not buying it. But I feel like he's putting on because he genuinely thinks that nice guys never win. So because nice guys never win, I'm going to be a F-boy. Anyways, we learned that Nicole is divorced. So of course she's a bit apprehensive. And this decision is major for her because she doesn't want a second divorce. But she's definitely ready and willing to give love a second chance. Next, we see Nicole. She goes on a date with Banaya. He's 33 years old and he's a structural landscaper. He tells her that he's traveled abroad and right now he's technically homeless. And Nicole is like, what?
10 years. So I've lived and traveled abroad. And even now I'm technically homeless.
What? That's kind of, scary, isn't it?
I'm not living on the street.
He says he's a freelancer and he's self-employed, so he house sits. Nicole tells Banaya that she's currently working a day job, but it's pretty much a means to an end because ideally what she wants to do is live off the grid. Banaya absolutely loves that because he loves nature, he loves to travel, so he falls in love with her right then and there. I must say, I love how pure everyone leaves these dates. When they walk out of these pods, they're like, I like her. She was amazing. He was great. I really feel a connection to him. This is the first season in quite some time that I feel like people are not just here to grow their Instagram following. I feel like these people are really here to find love. I don't know, maybe it's just the accents. Maybe y'all tricking me, but I really feel like they're here to find love. Next, we see Steven and Sabrina. They continue to grow closer, and Steven says the cutest thing. I had to put in a clip. It was just so cute.
I'm fantastic.
Me too.
I was looking forward to seeing you.
See him.
When I left the room with you, got a bit emotional.
That's really sweet.
I'm a happy bunny.
Me too.
They also bond on the strong relationships that they both had with their grandparents who have both passed away. Sabrina wears her grandmother's jewelry and Steven wears his grandfather's ring. Everything in the conversation is going extremely well until they discuss the topic of children. And Sabrina tells Steven that if she didn't have children, she'd be okay. But clearly Steven is a bit uncomfortable with that because he wants children of his own. And it doesn't seem like Sabrina is as gung-ho as he is about having them.
If I didn't have children, I think I'd be okay.
Right, okay. Yeah. I've always thought that I would have my own child. A little mini-me that is part of my DNA.
And I really have to say the way this conversation ended had me kind of sad because everything was going so well. They were my favorite couple. But I feel like if Sabrina really doesn't want children right now and Steven really does want children, that is a huge deal breaker. So next we see Jasmine go on her second date with Sam. And Jasmine lets us know that her ex had a baby on her, but she is still ready and open for love. I have to say this, for those of you who watch The Office, doesn't Sam give date Mike? Doesn't Sam give date Mike? If you know, you know. If you don't know, go watch The Office, okay? I feel like he's putting on, and if he would just chill out and be himself, I think he'd do just fine. I honestly do. But all of this extra, like trying to be an F-boy or come off as like, oh, I get all the women. You don't gotta do all that. But nonetheless, Jasmine and Sam do seem to vibe very well, and he does let her know that she's the only one that's given him butterflies so far. Next, we see Jasmine going on a date with Bobby. Bobby is 33 years old. He's a luxury shopping guide, and he works on cruise ships, so he travels quite a lot. Their first date is short and cute, and Jasmine and Bobby immediately bond over their longing to have a family. So at this point, Bobby and Sam are her top two, but she does have some reservations.
With Bobby, and they went really well. Really good thing with Sam. But something's telling me it's just not because
you need to be with the right person for you.
Next, we see Banaya and Nicole. They have a second date, and they speak about how a relationship would affect his traveling because that is what he loves to do. And I think Banaya is the one who was single for 11 years. Yeah, 11 years. So he's a bit of a nomad, but he does say that he wants to have a base after he gets married, but traveling is still a bit of an escape for him. And I kind of worry if he's actually ready to get married because, baby, when you're married, you can't be off backpacking and frolicking in the woods with Winnie the Pooh and his friends for months and months on end. So I am kind of scared for Nicole if she decides to move forward with this, but Nicole is a free spirit as well, so she actually admires that in Banaya. We'll see how that goes. Next, we see Steven and Sabrina. They have a second discussion about children, and Sabrina lets Steven know that she's 35 years old right now, and after getting married, she does want to spend a couple of years building a strong foundation as husband and wife, so she won't be ready to have children until she's about 38, 39, and she says that she's fully aware that around that time, it's going to be a bit more difficult for her to have children, but she is open to a surrogate, and she's also open to adoption. And after some hesitation, Steven does say that he's okay with that. Now, I don't think that he's okay with that. I really don't, but I think that he's willing to overlook it right now because he really, really likes Sabrina. You can tell Steven really likes Sabrina. When she did say that she wasn't sure about having kids, you can see like his heart fall out of his butt. But I also think that Steven is saying that he's okay with this now with the hopes that he can eventually change Sabrina's mind. And I've read one too many Reddit stories where someone didn't want to have children. They agreed, okay, we won't have children. And then a couple years later, it's a whole thing. Like I said before, I love these two together, but that child situation is something that they'll be able to overlook now during the honeymoon phase. But once y'all are deep in it, ooh, that's gonna come back up, and it's gonna come back up in a huge way. Sabrina then tells Steven more about her childhood, and she said that her parents divorced when she was very young. She was about 13 years old, and she said that she would always reach out to her dad and ask, hey, when are you coming over? When are you coming over? And she said that one day she decided, I'm not gonna reach out to him. Let me see how long it takes him to reach out to me. And she never spoke to him again. It wasn't until she was 28 years old that her mom finally told her, that man that you've been trying to reach out to, that's not really your father. Girl, what? We would have to square up. Mama, we would have to fight, cause what? But honestly, I can only imagine how hard that was and still is for her to deal with. And I wouldn't be surprised if that is part of the reason why she's not rushing to have children of her own. But in this conversation, Steven is so sincere. He's so comforting. I love Steven. Steven gives Cameron vibes. I said that in my cast reveal video as well. Steven gives Cameron vibes all the way. Then Steven tells a story about his ex who he had all intentions of marrying, but she started getting sick and the doctor found a tumor. And for months, he says that he watched her fight for her life. And one day she sat him down and told him that she can't do this anymore. And she pretty much told him to just focus on himself. But he says that today he thinks that she's okay now. Now, if that's how it actually went down, I can definitely understand Steven's then girlfriend not wanting to feel like a burden, because a lot of times when you are caring for someone who is going through something like that, it's very hard for them to not feel like a burden. So that is believable. Next, we see Katherine and Freddy. They have a conversation that makes Katherine emotional because their grandparents have the same name. But I'm like, oh girl, instead of being emotional and crying, you need to ask a couple more questions and make sure that y'all ain't cousins. But remember, Katherine is still a little bit confused because in addition to feeling Freddy, she's also feeling Ollie. Meanwhile, Ollie is trying to decide between Katherine and Demi, and even though he feels like Demi is a bit more reserved, he still feels a connection with her. You can tell that Demi is a tough nut to crack, but Ollie is doing an amazing job at cracking that hard shell. But when she finally does open up to him and tells Ollie that her heart is with him, Ollie says this.
So where's your heart at?
Here.
Right now, I'm not 100% sure. I mean...
Sir, so why ask her that question when you know that you're not even 100% sure on what you feeling? Why have her put herself out there like that? See, what did I tell y'all? What did I tell y'all Ollie was giving? I told y'all. Child, now we're back in the women's quarters and Kat is getting on my damn nerve. She's upsetting me and my homegirl Demi, okay?
Do you have a connection with Ollie?
We have a good day, like, we're cool.
He's told me that, he goes on good dates and stuff. Just tell me.
Yeah, I will. But anytime. I really like Ollie. Katherine really likes Ollie. She's my friend. I really like her. But I want Ollie, so... I find it very hard to put myself first. I'm a people pleaser, and it sucks. I'm not here to hurt my friends, but I'm also not here to sacrifice my connection because my friend likes him.
And I agree with Demi. Girl, we're cool, but I've only known you for 72 hours, boo. And I know that Kat wouldn't give up her man for Demi. No, she would not. No, she would not. But then Kat makes another comment that really pisses me off.
I think Demi has a strong connection with Ollie. I really do. Do I see them on the outside world together? No. I don't want to get in. My mouth gets me in trouble.
Kat, boo, what do you mean in the outside world you can't see them together? You've never seen Ollie. You've never seen him. So what are you talking about? Why is that? Is it because Demi is full-figured? Is it because Demi is biracial? Why do you automatically assume that you're the one, that you're the pick, and you can see yourself with him, someone who you've never seen, but you can't see her with him? You better check that, boo. Anyways, like I told y'all, from that bio, I could tell Steven didn't come here to play. Steven did not come here to play. He said he want a wife and kids, and that's what he's gonna get. So Steven goes into the pods. He tells Sabrina that he loves her, and he gets down on his knee, and he proposes.
You stole my mind and my heart too. Can I say something crazy? I love you. Can I take your hand as I take a knee and ask you something crazy? Will you marry me?
It was beautiful, it was genuine, and Sabrina responds with this.
Steven, oh my gosh, where to even start? You are genuinely, you're just amazing. I'm so grateful that I have gotten to do this with you. But...
Now, I'm not going to go too hard on Sabrina because I have not watched episode 2 yet. Do not spoil it in the comments. I'm going to block you. Don't spoil it in the comments, okay? But in all honesty, as much as I would love to see them together, if Sabrina said no, I can understand why. They do not see eye to eye on having children. Even though Steven says he's okay with it, I think Sabrina knows deep down he's just saying that for the time being. So if she says no, I understand. If she says yes, I'm still happy for them. Hopefully they work it out, okay? But Netflix, y'all are wrong for leaving us on such a cliffhanger. Y'all are wrong for that. Let me know all your thoughts below. Tell me who's your favorite couple so far, your least favorite couple, or not even couple, just person. Who do you love? Who do you hate? Let me know all your thoughts, your predictions. Do not spoil it. Please don't be that person. Thank you all so much for joining me. Make sure you hit like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. And I cannot wait to see y'all in my next video. Bye.
Roxy says we're gonna talk about it.